If you're using still images or video clips that are larger than your 1920 by 1080 HD sequence size, you can easily set the images or clips to the frame size. My image is very large. If I double click on it in the project window, I can see it at full frame. To set the images or clips to frame size, right-click or control-click on the clip or image. From this menu, select Set to Frame Size. Make sure that you select Set to Frame Size and not Scale to Frame Size. More on that in a moment. With one clip selected, let's take a look at what changed in the Effects Control panel. If you don't see the Effects Control panel, go to Window, Effects Control to bring it up. The image was sized down to fit within the frame size, but I can still adjust the scale up to get rid of the black spaces, which are called pillar boxing at the sides or letterboxing at the top and bottom. Scaling up to hide the pillar or letterboxing works with clips and images that are shot above the 1920 by 1080 pixel dimensions. However, if you scale up beyond 100%, you will get pixelation and lower quality, so never scale up beyond 100%. Let's look more closely at the difference between set to frame size and scale to frame size. Here is what scale to frame size will do. As you can see, it set my image in the timeline to 100%, so now I have no room to make scale adjustments to make it full frame. I'm going to undo that and reset my clip to set to frame size. You can apply set to frame size to multiple clips at once by box selecting all the clips. Control or right click on the clip and set it to frame size. As you can see, set to frame size allows me to scale up a bit without losing quality. If you have information at the edges of your frame that you simply cannot lose by scaling up, then you can conform your sequence aspect ratio to the aspect ratio of your assets. This is an exceptional situation. In general, do your best to stick to a 16 by 9 aspect ratio. I'm going to bring a fresh image at original size into the timeline to show you this. In the project window, scroll over to the clip or image metadata and make a note of the pixel count. Pixel counts will vary, but only do this if your assets are larger than 1920 by 1080. In my case, the pixel count is quite high, 3072 by 2302. The goal is to lower the pixel count closer to our sequence settings at the original ratio of the assets, which in my case is more square. To do this, multiply both sides by a percent. In my case, I'm going to try to multiply by 0.75. This will bring me closer to 1920 by 1080 without going below. Make a note of both of these numbers. My numbers are 2304 by 1726. If a number is a fraction, round down to the nearest whole number. Go to Sequence, Sequence Settings, and input the new aspect ratio. Right-click on the clip, select Set to Frame Size. Now my sequence is set to the same aspect ratio as my images. Keep in mind, when you upload a more square video to sites like YouTube, you may get some pillar boxing or letterboxing because of their compressors. We live in a 16 by 9 world. But at least when you project it or share it, your aspect ratio will match the original assets.